Hello, I'm Andrew McInerney, Artistic Director of the Studio de Musique Ancienne de Montreal, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce these pre-concert presentations for our special 45th anniversary season.
Hello, this is Natalie Michaud, recorder player and music lover.
Hi, my name is Isolde de Lagacé. I'm the director of Bourgie Hall, and I am also a great music lover.
We are here today to share with you some of our favorites of this concert that will be presented by the Studio de Musique Ancienne de Montréal in co-production with Fondation Arte Musica. So this concert is part of an immense project that will be performing all of Bach cantatas. And so because Isolde is here, she's the person who started this project. Perhaps, Isolde, can you tell us what prompted you to do this series?
Well, certainly the love of that repertoire. I think Bach cantatas are amazing works, each and every single of them. And unfortunately, we hear often the most known, beloved ones. But for me, it's important to go deep in a project, in a corpus, musical corpus. And I thought this would be a great occasion for Montrealers and people from Quebec to discover over many years, because we're presenting that over 64 concerts, 8 concerts a year for 8 years. I thought it would be great to have this habit every last Sunday of the month to go to Bourgie Hall and hear 3 or 4 Bach cantatas that we never have the occasion to hear in concert.
Absolutely, because they're not all easy to put together also.
No, it's quite an extensive project.
Yes.
We started that in 2014. There are almost 200 sacred cantatas, and one of the characteristics of our presentation is that the audience is invited to sing along with the musicians and singers on the stage, the final chorale of a cantata, usually the last one on the program. And also in keeping with the liturgical cycle, each concert features one cantata for the Sunday to which it was originally destined, written for by Bach. So on April 26th, that cantata of the day, as I call it, will be cantata BWV 104, Du Hirte Israel höre, You Shepherd of Israel give ear. It was written for the second Sunday after Easter, and here Bach focuses on the parable of Jesus as the Good Shepherd. And I would like to mention that one of the magnificent Tiffany stained glass in Bourgie Hall presents this very exact theme. So when you are sitting in the hall, the window is to your left and it's the one closer to the stage. So you'll be in an atmosphere where you will hear how Bach put in music that theme, and you will see how Tiffany put in a stained glass that very same theme.
That's wonderful. Bach is 39 years old when he composes this cantata. It's his first year at Leipzig, and we talk always of works of maturity, but I don't know when Bach didn't write a work of maturity. He was mature when he was born, I think. So this one, as you said, a pastoral life, and it is exemplified in the music with this idealized way of looking at life, at love, at faith and innocence. The oboes have a very leading part in it, which also is linked to the pastoral feeling. And as well, the 2 vocal soloists, male, tenor, and bass. So we have also in here, Bach is a person who likes to work with numbers and see the Trinity. Number 3 is always a magical number for Christians. So we have a measure in 3/4, we have triplets, we have a trio of oboes, a trio of chords, all this that Bach does to make, a complete kind of image, something that really makes musicians also in awe of all his beautiful work. So there are some suffering also that the Christian will live in here that will, in the middle of the canta, change the tone of this pastoral beginning. But all is well that ends well. Happy is the one who will follow Jesus, and the celestial world is for you. All right, so then that's it. The beautiful aria by Bach for bass voice as well. That is of unforgettable beauty.
and the concluding chorale that we will all sing together, because I trust everyone listening to us now will be at the concert. So that chorale cites Psalm 23 that says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters." So that's it for Cantata 104. That concludes our program. But we will also have the pleasure to hear that afternoon Cantata BWV 68. Also hat Gott die Welt geliebt. God so loved the world. It was written for the Pentecost Monday, the holiday that ends Easter time and that falls on the 7th Sunday after Easter. And this is one of the 9 cantatas on text by German poet Christiane Marianne von Ziegler. She was the daughter of the former mayor of Leipzig, and she hosted a literary and musical salon, enjoying considerable renown at her time.
So for this cantata, Bach used a very elaborate instrumentation, 4 brass instruments, horns and trombones, I guess sackbuts here, and 3 oboes and strings and piccolo, cello. All this is going to be an amazing, beautiful sound texture to bring together the text. Always the text is fundamental in Bach's work. And so I thought that was very interesting that in this very grandiose chorale in the beginning, that which is a joyous text, it's a text that brings comfort, but Bach uses a minor mode for this choir, and so it's surprising in a way, but because if you start looking at the text in depth, you will recognize that Bach really takes seriously receiving a gift from God, because receiving a gift is not just a simple thing for somebody who is a very deep human being, because you have to be at the height of the gift that is given to you. So this is something very well put musically by Bach. Stephanie Manias is going to be singing this fabulous aria for soprano, and which is accompanied by a cello piccolo. I can't wait to hear this.
The hunting cantata is also the source for the bass area that follows, and the oboe has the instrumental solo part, giving it a pastoral atmosphere again. And in the final ample fugal chorus, we hear an ascending subject, whoever believes in him, in opposition to a second fugal passage with a descending subject, whoever does not believe, while a third fugue brings his teaching of Christ to completion. Quite a complex construction, as Bach loved them, and where I'm sure the SMAM excellent chorus choir will excel. Also on the program, Cantata BWV 196, Der Herr denket an uns, the Lord is mindful of us and blesses us.
What a beautiful cantata this is.
Oh,
I can't wait to hear this one.
It's not very long. It's only 12 minutes. It's a bit shorter than the average cantata, but there's a lot in it because Bach wrote this one for the wedding of his friend, Pastor Stauber, who had officiated his own wedding to his cousin Maria Barbara. And Bach had to return to that charming little church in the village of Dornheim, near Armstadt, where he was married, to offer Stauber and his bride this cantata written especially for them as a gift. It is one of the first one he composed. He was only 23 years old at the time. And it is entirely possible that Johann Sebastian and Maria performed this cantata as the bass and soprano soloist. So I think it's very touching to imagine Bach and his wife singing for the wedding of another friend, all them being in their early 20s. It is it starts with an instrumental sinfonia that introduces the work, followed by a fugal chorus. There's an aria for soprano that displays all the Italian lyrical grace perfectly suited for this the tenderness of the text. And the aria for tenor and bass petitions the Lord to bestow upon the new bride and groom his continued blessing, as does the final chorus.
Mm-hmm. some glorious writing for the strings in this cantata.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Again, last cantata, and not least, of course, never least, Cantata 136, Erforsche mich, Gott, und erfahre mein Herz, which in English would sound like search me, God, and know my heart, try me, and know my thoughts. So this is really all about, I think, honesty, and of course, how can we talk about honesty without talking about dishonesty? So there are dishonest people in the world, says the cantata, and you may not even be able to recognize them. So they may be very seductive. Yeah. So, but this will not last because there will be a last judgment. Be careful. All right, so in this cantata, we have beautiful arias again. It's always the same thing, choir, recitativo, arias, recitativo, all intertwined, and an alto aria here with a beautiful solo of oboe d'amore, which, again, beautiful sound instruments for this cantata. And so, to close up, I always find fascinating that such a modest composer as Bach can make us live such deep emotions all the time, again and again, in these cantatas.
Yeah, very true, Natalie. And I would add that I think for the public, it's a unique occasion to hear rarely performed masterpieces in concert. So please join us.